Dr. John Hislop, an ardent devotee of Bhagawan, was travelling in Bhagawan's car. He was in the front with the driver, with Bhagawan seated in the back with two others. At one point, when he turned to look at Swami, he was mesmerized with what he saw. Instead of Swami's face, he saw another of ethereal beauty, nothing like he had ever seen before. And his color was blue, a deep velvet blue of a dark sky. Dr. Hislop couldn't take his eyes off Swami. When the vision ended, he asked Swami about the blue, and Swami said, "Whenever there is something of unfathomable depth, it appears deep blue." Years later, when Hislop narrated this episode to a group of devotees in Swami's presence, "Yes, I showed Hislop the real Krishna," Swami confirmed. From feeding the cows on Krishna Janmashtami to showing how Krishna tied his turban to materializing a statue of Krishna on the sands of Dwaraka to revealing aspects of his life hitherto unknown to the world, Bhagawan has been reminding us that he is the same Lord come again. This is a unique and special statue of Krishna. It adorned the altar at Prasanthi Nilayam in the early years and now is in the prayer hall of the Vrindavan campus. One look at it and its lifelike eyes makes one wonder if it is a statue at all. What is the secret behind it being so mesmerizing? Swami had himself painted the eyes of this statue, just like he has infused life into this statue with his divine hands. Through his words, he has reinvigorated the message of the Bhagavad Gita. Swami has revealed in his discourses that the main purpose of the advent of Lord Krishna was to give to mankind the message of the Bhagavad Gita. For Krishna is Gita, Gita is Krishna. While delivering the message of the Gita to Arjuna, Krishna said, "What I teach you today, I taught to the Sun God in the beginning of time, and from him it was passed on to the saintly kings of the world. I instruct you, for I see in you my friend and my devotee." Krishna thus revealed that the message is eternal. No wonder then that the message of Bhagawan was essentially that of the Gita, 700 verses elaborated through a few thousand lucid discourses. In his birthday discourse in 1960, Swami declared, "I am Nitya Nutana, ever new, and Sanatana, ever ancient. I come always for the sake of reviving Dharma, for tending the virtuous and ensuring for them conditions congenial for progress." While every discourse and article of Swami is the clarification of the essential message of Krishna, on occasions, Swami has specifically focused on elaborating the message of the Gita. Between 1964 and 1965, Swami wrote the Gita Vahini, a series of articles on the song Divine. In the year 1979, Swami chose the Bhagavad Gita as the theme for the summer showers. In 1984, Swami gave a series of 34 discourses on the Gita, focusing mainly on the chapters of Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Through these discourses, Swami even revealed many secrets about the Gita. During the summer course, Swami explained how the 700-verse Gita we have today is a product of Vyasa's literary brilliance and his compassion towards mankind to elaborate the terse message of Krishna. He explains the words, "Samatvam yogamuchyate were expanded into 12 verses by Vyasa. The phrase Chudram Hridaya Daurbalyam was elaborated into 22 verses. The verse Anityam Asukam Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam was made into 7 verses, and the aphorism from the Mundaka Upanishad Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhyaha was explained in 9 different verses of the Gita. Further, Swami reveals that apart from Arjuna and Sanjaya, the Bhagavad Gita was also heard by Hanuman, who was on the flag of Arjuna's chariot, and he expounded it in just 21 verses in the Paishachi language. Yet, Swami reminds us that the 700 slokas of the Gita are like 700 matchsticks in a matchbox. Each stick is capable of lighting the fire to dispel the darkness of ignorance. Professor Kasturi, the editor of the Sanatana Sarathi, describes a small episode through which Swami revealed that the Gita Vahini was indeed being written by the Gitacharya himself. In one of the articles, Swami wrote that when Arjuna used the appellation, "O Keshava," Krishna smiled. For he knew then that Arjuna had understood his splendor. Professor Kasturi wondered, what was special about this name Keshava? Krishna vanquished a demon by name Keshi and hence got the name Keshava. The learned professor pored through many books, contacted many scholars to know if the name had any other significance, but with no luck. Eventually, he finds the name explained by Adi Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam of the Vishnu Sahasranama, where he says, Ka, A and Isha refer to Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, and thus Keshava is one who has under his command the Trinity. When Arjuna referred to Krishna as Keshava, it was a sign of Arjuna's wisdom in recognizing the supreme nature of Krishna and a sign of his surrender. Professor Kasturi was delighted at this finding. When he went to Swami after this, with a mischievous smile, Swami asked, "Amy Kasturi, has your doubt been resolved? It is good, you did your duty." What is the message of the Lord as expounded in the Gita? Swami crisply explains in the Gita Vahini. Arjuna suffers from 2 types of delusion. 1. Ordinary, and 2. Out of the ordinary. To confuse the body as the self is the ordinary delusion. To consider and discard one's own dharma as adharma is an out of the ordinary delusion. Krishna destroyed the first and removed the second. Hence, Gita teaches Karma Yoga as a path to attain self-knowledge. Swami explains the essence of that instruction thus.
Bhagavad Gita ఏం చెప్పింది అని ఎవరైనా ప్రశ్నిస్తే అనేక రకాల జ్ఞానమును బోధించిందంటారు.
People say Gita speaks of wisdom.
భక్తిని బోధించింది అంటారు.
It speaks of devotion.
కర్మను బోధించింది అంటారు.
Action.
కాదు.
No.
మొదటి శ్లోకం ఏమిటి?
What is the first stanza?
ధర్మక్షేత్రే కురుక్షేత్రే సమవేత యుత్సవ మామక పాండవాచేవ కిమకుర్వత సంజయ. ధర్మక్షేత్రే మొట్టమొదటి ధర్మం ప్రారంభమైంది.
The first verse begins with dharma.
మొదటి పదము మొదటి శ్లోకంలో ధర్మము.
The first word of the first stanza is
అంత్య
dharma.
శ్లోకంలో అంత్య పదము ఏమిటి?
What is the last word?
యత్ర యోగీశ్వర కృష్ణ యత్ర పార్థో ధనుర్ధర తత్ర శ్రీ విజయోర్భూతి ధ్రువానీతిర్ మతిర్ మమ.
The last word of the last verse is mama. Mama.
ఫస్ట్ వర్డ్ ధర్మ.
First word dharma.
ఈ లాస్ట్ వర్డ్ మమ.
The last
రెండు
word
చేతి
mama.
మమ ధర్మం. నీ ధర్మాన్ని నీకు బోధించింది.
If you connect both, it is mama dharma.
This indeed is the quintessential instruction given by Krishna to Arjuna. He said, it is better to perform one's swadharma, one's own duty, than to pursue paradharma, the duty of another. Many confuse swadharma to mean dharma related to one's lineage, station in life, or vocation. But Swami clarifies that Swa stands for Atma and Swadharma is in fact Atma Dharma. Consulting and abiding by the conscience at all times is to follow one's Swadharma. And Paradharma, Swami explains, is Deha Dharma, which is following the dictates of the body-mind complex. Krishna commanded Arjuna,
Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayyarpita mano buddhihi mame vaishyasya samshayaha.
therefore, contemplating on me constantly, may you fight. With mind and intellect surrendered to me thus, you will definitely attain me without doubt. Swami gave us the same instruction thus.
మానవుడు కర్మక్షేత్ర యాత్రికుడు. లైఫ్ అంటే ఏమిటి? ఎఫ్ 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 ఎఫ్. ఫస్ట్ ఎఫ్, ఫాలో ది మాస్టర్. హూ ఇస్ యువర్ మాస్టర్? యువర్ కాన్షియన్స్ ఈజ్ యువర్ మాస్టర్. సెకండ్ ఎఫ్, ఫేస్ ది డెవిల్. థర్డ్ ఎఫ్, ఫైట్ టు ది ఎండ్. ఫోర్త్ ఎఫ్, ఫినిష్ ది గేమ్. అది నీ యొక్క జీవిత గమ్యం.
It was during one Janmashtami celebration in the 1970s. Two lecturers from Swami's Vrindavan College decided to come to Prasanthi Nilayam for the festival. When they reached, Swami kindly called them into his presence. Just as Bhagawan was telling Swami Karunyananda that two lecturers from Vrindavan were coming, and one of them, Professor Nanjundaya, was bringing a red basket with flowers and fruits, the two entered the room. Professor Nanjundaya asked Swami if he could garland him. Swami enthusiastically said yes. The lecturer was delighted. He reverentially garlanded the Lord. He then asked if he could offer the fruits at Swami's feet. Again, a loving and enthusiastic yes came from Swami. Professor Nanjundaya was in the heavens as he made the offering and prostrated before Bhagawan. He then asked with folded hands, Swami, is bhakti alone sufficient to reach the goal of life? The devotee was expecting Swami to say yes and bless him, but Swami's expression changed, and he said, referring to the act of garlanding, making offerings and doing namaskar, if you have only this kind of bhakti, it is a burden for me and it is of no use to you. Then Swami added, if you want to know what true bhakti is, go and read the 12th chapter of the Bhagawad Gita. I have made it clear there. No wonder then Swami made the children in his school learn the 12th chapter by heart, along with a portion from the 2nd chapter where Krishna describes the characteristics of the Sthita Prajna. In the 12th chapter, listing over 30 qualities that are to be cultivated, Krishna says, Yo mad bhaktaha Same Priya, meaning one who has these qualities or strives for these qualities are alone dear to me. Swami categorizes all these qualities into two broad pathways of sadhana, the Vidvamsaka Marga or the destructive path and the Vidhayaka Marga or the constructive path. For the field of life to give us the harvest of bliss, Swami says the weeds of bad qualities have to be uprooted, which is the Vidvamsaka Marga, and the seeds of love to be sown after plowing it with the good and sacred actions, and this is the Vidhayaka Marga. Swami reminds us that the most important of all these qualities, cultivating which all other qualities follow, are mentioned in the line Adveshta Sarvabhutanam Maitra Karuna Evacha, meaning free from malice towards all living beings, having the qualities of love such as friendliness, compassion and so on. Swami makes it even simpler by saying,
the best way to love God is to love all, serve all.
The best way to love God is to love all and serve all.
మనం అందరినీ ప్రేమించాలి.
We should love all.
అందరినీ సేవించాలి.
We should serve all.
సేవే మనకు ప్రధానమైన కర్తవ్యం.
Service is our duty.
In fact, Swami has captured the essence of Krishna's teachings in many such simple, pithy statements. Krishna explained to Arjuna that one cannot escape karma or action. So instead of renouncing karma, renounce the desire for the fruits of your karma. For the modern youth, Swami says, head in the forest, hands in the society. And the essence of karma yoga was captured in the quote, work is worship, duty is God. And through all of this, Swami reiterated the supremacy of bhakti as a path for this age. When bhakti is fused with karma, it becomes karma yoga, which Swami says is the Raja Yoga or the royal path. And the highest state of this bhakti is described in this sloka.
Ananyaschintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
For those devotees who worship me truly with no other thought, I carry the burden of their welfare, worldly and spiritual. About this sloka, Swami writes in the Gita Vahini, Vyasa made a lovely garland using the words of Krishna as flowers. Of that garland, this sloka is the crest. Swami says elsewhere that if the whole Gita is a balance, this sloka is the fulcrum. And this Ananya Bhakti has been embodied by the Gopikas, who submitted that they have but one mind which they have given to Krishna. That is why the prayer they made to Krishna was, Swami said, the most perfect one.
Prema rahita marubhumulalo.
In this barren land without love,
Premankuramunu ponda.
for the seeds of love to sprout up,
Premavesamuto.
with all the emotions of
Prema
love,
sudha varshamu varshimpaga.
with the downpour of rain of love,
Premanadulu pravahimpaga murali గానము చేయగదే.
for the incessant
కృష్ణ
flow of the river
గానము
of love.
చేయగదే. గోపికలంతా ఈ విధంగా పాడారు.
Oh Krishna, sing for us. That has been the prayer of Gopika.
Dr. Hislop, who was blessed with the vision of Krishna, while conversing with Bhagawan on another occasion, wanted to express how for the first time in a very long while since Krishna lived, we have God Himself as Guru. So he began to say, Swami, in the thousands of years of time since Krishna. Swami interrupted him abruptly and proclaimed, time since Krishna? I am Krishna. Where is time? Hislop folded his hands, bent low and said, this is indeed the best of all times to be born. Swami replied, yes, the most fortunate of all times, even more fortunate to be born now than during the Krishna avatar.
ಈ ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಡ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಯಾವ ಮಧುರದಲ್ಲೋ, ಯಾವ ಬೃಂದಾವನದಲ್ಲೋ, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ದ್ವಾರಕದಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿರಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಡ. ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಮದೆ ಅಂದರಿದೆ, ಗೋವಿಂದರು ಅಂದರಿವಾಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಬೃಂದಾವನ ವಾಸಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿರಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯ ಬೃಂದಾವನದ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮವಾದ ಕೃಷ್ಣವನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೆನೆಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜನ್ಮವನ್ನು ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ನಾನು ಆಶಿಸ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಸಂಗ ವಿರಮಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
This Vrindavan is a unique and sacred place. You may imagine Lord Krishna living in other places, but here and now, in this very Vrindavan, lives Krishna himself. Swami's wish is that you will make your heart a true Vrindavan where the Lord can reside in it forever.